Yo, Jay, what time is it?
New Chip on the Block podcast.
Yeah, man,
Okay.
let's go.
NCOTB.
Let's go.
Let's go. Have you ever had a day go south with a chip in your mouth? Nah, this fried potatoes too packed with flavor. It's a universal snack finding everyone's favor. Better listen up and buy a bag for your neighbor. These the only chips in our hands, we don't gamble. No chip too gross or gourmet, we can't handle. So whether you're going to work or on a walk, grab a bag and munch along, we'll see you on the block.
Yo, dust those crumbs off your shoulder.
Grab a bag, munch along, we'll see you on the block. Just go get a bag, man, go to the pantry. Yeah, grab a bag, munch along, we'll see you on the block.
Welcome to the New Chip on the Block podcast, where we review chips, talk about our love of chips, and everything chip culture. I'm Jordan,
I'm Chris.
and today we are going to start off with a fun fact.
Yeah, I was wondering if how good do you think you are at guessing how much air is in each bag of chips?
Not that great at guessing,
Okay.
but I think I always assume that there's too much.
Yeah. Okay. So, can you? Obviously, not all the chips are represented in this, but what chip would you say has the least amount of air? So the best value, the most chips in it, out of all the chips you know.
The Pringle tube, I feel like, has just a lot of chips.
Yeah, and Pringles, I don't even know
air
if it
ratio.
counts. Pringles is only 28% air.
Okay.
Which is, I guess good value if you like Pringles.
Yeah.
Now, which chip has the most air? This one surprised me quite a bit.
I don't know. I would have said Lay's, but I
That
would be my answer.
I would have said that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, I don't know. This is controversial if it's a chip.
Yeah.
Cheetos. Cheetos is 59% air.
Really?
Yeah. And when you hear it,
It
because
feels like more.
exactly, I always feel like, oh, Cheetos is like a good, dense, but and they have like the like the crunchy ones.
Yeah.
So not like the airy ones. So 59% air. So I don't know. I don't know if this changes the way we should be spending money on chips if we feel like there's better value in some. But
Yeah. It's like when you go to a restaurant and like you don't want to buy pasta because the markup on that's crazy. Like you're gonna go for the one that gives you more chip. versus
exactly.
Air.
So yeah.
Wild. Cool.
Anyways, fun little fact.
That's awesome.
Anyways,
Cool. That's your chip fact. Take that to the
chip
block.
fact of the day.
Awesome. Without further ado,
Yeah.
want to jump into the chip for the day?
Absolutely. So today we have the Doritos Tangy All Dressed. We're a limited time only. They're clearly checking to see if this is the market. So
Yeah.
yeah,
In general, I feel like there have been, it's not even a feeling. I would say it's pretty objective. But there have been so many limited time only or like special edition chips.
right.
I don't know, in the last year.
Yeah,
There's always something. There's either a collaboration or a new take on an old flavor.
yeah,
Like All Dressed, been around for forever, but like now it's tangy. To me, I always think All Dressed is tangy. It has that sort of tang to it.
yeah.
I don't know if that's just my palate, but
No, I would say if I can only give one word to All Dressed, it would be tangy.
yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm curious to try it. I'll be honest, I'm not an all dressed type of guy. I think
That's fair.
they're trying to do too much.
Yeah.
And in particular, the thing I probably like the least about it is how tangy it is. So I don't know. I'm going into this a little skeptical, open minded, but
I mean, you said you love cheese flavors, so there's not too many tangy cheeses. I guess for cheese, it would be more like whether it's sharp or mild, not so much tangy. So
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, anyways,
do you want to jump into the bag? Like first thoughts.
I would say not a huge fan of the way Doritos has rebranded itself. I think they've tried to make it look simpler. I kind of like the chaos of the old Doritos bag. When I think of Doritos, I think of strong flavors. I think of in your face. I think of something like bold. It's like, you know, when you get that Dorito that has like all the extra, like, you know, Cool Ranch, and it's almost looks blue with how much like flavor. Yeah. Like that's what I think of when I think of Doritos, right? Cool. So you want something a bit obnoxious. I mean, it's not like this bag is not obnoxious. Yeah. Yeah, the one chip, I don't know how I feel about that. I see the texture and stuff, but it doesn't. I feel like I'm more of a pile of chips type of guy. So
nice. Yeah. You want to see more up front.
I want to see the chip with, you know, within the context of other chips. One chip on its own doesn't like give me enough. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think? I mean,
it's you mentioned bold, like bold flavors, even like bold in the name. Like this bag actually just reminds me of the bold barbecue flavor. I think it's the same if my memory serves.
Yes, if you were walking by, it would look almost the same. Yeah. Which is, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, there's other colors, right? Like, you don't.
And honestly, when I see this, the sort of single framed chip, it kind of just looks like Cool Ranch to me, to be honest. Like their chips look the same, so putting a single chip on there for me doesn't really scream anything different or better.
It's a good point.
It's a lot of it's the same chip on every bag, arguably.
Yeah, I think it's a slight yellow with specks.
Unless there's like a very discerning eye, like maybe someone who has a chip podcast or something, and they're really analyzing the bag. But I don't know. Those dudes are weird.
And maybe that's the bonus episodes that will be somewhere down the road, right? Yeah.
All right. I guess one more thing on the bag, like you also mentioned, Chris, trying to do too much. Right. The font's kind of, I don't know, to me, a little bit illegible. Sometimes, at least in this upper corner. And on the back here, you can't see it, but it says not just any all dressed, which is a pretty big overpromise. I haven't tasted it, so I don't know if it's an overpromise, but it sounds like it's like you mentioned, trying to be more.
One thing actually, in looking at it one more time, you have to read what it is to know what it is. Like you can't look at it and go, you don't see, and I don't know what all dressed, like what images you would put there. Is it like vinegar? Is it a tomato?
Sometimes at the beginner,
there's nothing, tomato. Right? It's like if you took out the words, you said, like you're saying, all Doritos kind of look alike. Yeah. I feel like there's not enough context on this bag.
Yeah. For sure. Like in the same way that people judge books by covers and movie posters or movies by movie posters. Yeah. You know, I don't know. People judge chips by the bag. So
when I think of an all dressed chip, I would almost want just like a flurry of different, like it's almost like every food and ingredient they could think of, just throw it on there because it's all right. That would make me go like, oh, that's kind of cool. And you kind of look through the pictures. Oh, I could taste that. I could taste that. Yeah. I don't know what. Yeah, I'm a little bit like pretty unimpressed with the bag, if I'm honest.
I'll crack it open.
Let's do it.
Awesome, man.
All right, the waft.
The waft.
Okay. It smells like barbecue Doritos.
I don't know if this does anything.
No, I don't think it does.
I really have to haul to get that. You ever eat an all dressed and you inhale and it sort of like makes you cough?
Yes.
I have to do that. Like with a Ruffles all dressed, you do that and immediately you take a little breath, like a mouth breath, and it hits you. But this one, like I'm like to try and get anything. It smells like that Dorito chip smell at first, where it's like it's just a plain chip. Like it just has that smell. I have to like work for the scent. But the chip isn't all about the scent per se. So
right. All right. Well, I guess we could just jump right into it and just taste it.
Cheers.
Yeah. Oh, you're going for the curve? Okay.
Yeah, I'm going for the curve.
I'm gonna try the perfect triangle.
All right.
We'll try it. Cheers.
Cheers. Initial thoughts? As someone who isn't usually a fan
initial
of all
thoughts. What I would say is, it still tastes all dressed. It's not as strong as I think. Like saying it's tangy is like, for people that really like tangy chips, they'd be really disappointed. Because I actually don't think it's that tangy. It's a milder all dressed.
Any bit of tang gets like immediately, it hits your tongue and then it's gone with like any bit of saliva. There's no lingering thing. It's like any. First of all, yeah, I agree with you. It's not really tangy. They should have called it maybe like kind of tangy all dressed. But yeah, honestly, not super stoked off the first.
Really?
Off the first bite.
Okay, for someone who likes
I like all dressed. That's like a top 5 chip for sure. For me, like Ruffles all dressed. Like I love that flavor.
Yeah. I do think the corn chip works well with all dressed, but yeah, it's not bad. I think it just doesn't redeem all dressed for me.
Yeah.
It tastes quite and you know what? It tastes, I feel like I've had other Doritos that kind of taste similar. So as far as like uniqueness, originality, I'm not getting that.
Yeah. I if I were to introduce someone to an all dressed flavor, I would not choose this chip to do it.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah. I also would say that I think when I think of Doritos, I think of cheesy, which obviously is not your thing, but for me, it's even something like a Cool Ranch is like, I don't love it the way most people do, because it's just, I think Doritos I associate with cheese.
Yeah.
So
it's like they have their one good thing, and then without the nacho flavor, there probably wouldn't be a Doritos.
I don't know if I would enjoy eating a whole bowl of this.
Yeah.
I feel like it would, I already feel it kind of burning my tongue.
Yeah. Which is weird because it's, you expect that to come with the tanginess, or like that vinegar punch that all dressed chips do have. But like, yeah, it's weird. You're getting the burn, but like without the flavor satisfaction. Yeah, which is sort of a weird, like, dissonant mouth experience.
Right, and the burn might also become. You know how corn chips are like just a little bit rougher on your mouth. So it's almost like it's cutting. It's like cutting up my mouth, and then it's sticking like this vinegar in. Like I don't know. I'm
like salt on the wound.
Yeah, it's, you know what? This is what I'd say. It's one of those chips that if it was at a party, at a bowl, I would, I'd go back a couple times. But if there was another chip, it wouldn't even stand a chance.
Yeah, you'd cleanse your palate with like a regular Lay's, because that's always a safe.
Don't get me into regular Lay's. I think regular is the worst flavor of all. Nature
flavor. Right?
Yeah, it's the flavor is salt and oil, right? So, anyways, we'll get into that in another episode. But I would you munch it or punch it?
Yeah, I'd punch it.
Okay.
I would not probably buy this bag again. I'd punch it. Again, the crunch is great. The flavor's okay. Like the flavor's fine, but it doesn't, like, what Doritos is saying they are giving me and giving you in this bag doesn't meet my expectations. So I'd probably give it like a 3.
Just a straight 3.
Just a straight 3.
Okay. Yeah. I would also punch it. I'm trying to keep my dislike for all dressed out of it.
It's tough.
I think it's like, but for me, it's just, there's nothing new and exciting about it.
Yeah.
You know what it tastes like to me? The what's the black bag of Doritos?
Sweet chili heat.
Sweet chili heat. Yeah. One of my least favorite chips. And it reminds me of that.
Okay.
But surprisingly less tangy. So I'm gonna give it probably a pretty low score, maybe like a high 2, like a 2.8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe average out. Like pretty aligned on that.
Yeah.
On that flavor.
Yeah. And I think also incorporating the bag. Just not a fan of these new Dorito bags.
Yeah.
They're not giving me. I mean, you recognize them. Like, brand recognition is still there. But man, I really like to see what I'm eating. You know, I like to
For
know
sure.
what all dressed means.
Yeah.
And I think, so this is my problem with all dressed. You eat it, I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to be tasting. So if it gives me some prompts on the bag, that would maybe change, because then I would know, I'd be able to land the plane somewhere. It's like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
it tastes like this.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Love it. Yeah. I mean, I'm sort of happy that it's a limited time only, because I think there's a lot of chips that could better serve shelves
Yeah.
at stores.
Yeah.
frankly, so-
Make some room for some,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
some better flavors.
Move over, Tangy All Dressed, and yeah, sweet. So basically a 2.9 overall on
Yeah.
Doritos Tangy All Dressed.
Pretty subpar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
subpar. And on that note, thanks for watching.
Yeah. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Follow us. We'd love to hear comment. Tell us some feedback. Tell us what chips you want us to review.
Yeah. And may all your casual snacking lead to lifelong friend chip goals. See you on the block.